Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome, welcome to Power Tables. I am Dr. Sheri. I am CEO of MBLA. That is my Best Life Academy, where we serve women of career faith, taking them from the pew to power, from the building to building businesses, viable and visible in the marketplace. And the marketplace is getting quite vast. Yes, it is. Okay. So thank you so much for joining us. We are here where you know how it goes at lunch. Well, you bring that lunch, and well, we bring the tea. So we have a little bit of tea here. Yeah, pretty good stuff. I'm telling you, I've got the dandelion tea working over here. It is amazing. So I am so glad you're here entering the room. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming on in. So excited. Let me know that you're here. Hit me in the chat. We are celebrating. Yes, we are celebrating a sister. Why are we doing that? Well, it is Women's History Month. Yeah. So happy Women's History Month to all of my amazing sisters on today who are making impact around the world. Yes, you're making impact socially, culturally, even in things such as the Justice Department, etc. You're just doing it up. So we're celebrating you on today. And I want to say, if you know someone you'd like to celebrate on today, just put their names in the chat. But I don't want their name in the chat until you put your name in there because we're celebrating you as well. How could we dare celebrate someone else and pass the mirror? We're not going to do that. I've got on one of the colors that they're using in this year's celebration. I think they use it all year long or annually, but it's purple. They celebrate green and the gold because, we have the royalty going on. We've got a little bit of life in us, a whole lot of life, I might add. Zest, yes. And we have the gold, which means we are just regal. Yes, divinity, all in there. That's us as women. So excited. But put someone's name in the chat that you would like to celebrate. I see my sister there. Sister Dina, thank you so much for joining. But we're celebrating the sisterhood globally on today. And Wednesday was that International Women's Day, and we saw celebrations all around the globe. There were happy hours, there were brunches, there were street celebrations, there were marches, because there's still some inequality when it comes to women. When we are still making about 73 cents on the dollar compared to our male counterparts, it's not quite equitable just yet. But we're going to keep going. We're not going to stop. And we're not going to stop supporting the brotherhood. We just say, bring up the pay grade. That's all we're asking you to do because we're certainly doing the work. Yeah, yeah. So as we celebrate the sisterhood on today, there are a couple of things that I wanted to just share with you very briefly as you're enjoying your lunch on today. But one of those things, or a couple of those things that tend to get in the way of celebrations such as this, that tend to get in the way by history of celebrations all over the world. There are things that get in the way of the sisterhood. Y'all, we're amazing women, wonderfully, fearfully made. And when we look in the mirror, we ought to see that. But when we come out with that reflection, we ought to be able to project that onto another sister, that she's just as wonderful, just as fearfully made, just as intelligent, just as talented, just as gifted, just as anointed, just as skilled. She ought to be just that when we look at another sister. So, why is it that there are those times we deal with two entities that have sought to destroy the sisterhood since the beginning of ages? They have not changed over the course of the years or the eras. They are still just what they are: comparison and competition. Yeah, they are still trying to destroy the sisterhood even today. Even today. That competition that says we're in a race for a common goal and only one of us can get there. That is a falsehood if ever I've seen one. We walk into the stores. I'm sipping on this wonderful tea today. You're eating that wonderful lunch. But if the competition is as fierce as we seem to make it to be, or we think it to be, when it comes to not celebrating another sister, not giving her her props, not honoring her for what she brings to the table, but looking down our nose, sometimes looking the other way, not wanting to hit that like button, that love button, or that share button, because we think that if we do that, they're going to get more hits, more likes, more hearts than we do. And so we're competitive with that. And we dishonor one another, not realizing that we're actually dishonoring ourselves. As stated, and as I was going into this, just drinking this cup of tea, I've never gone into a store and saw only one brand of tea. Not a tea, not a company or a store that serves the masses. I will go in there and yes, we'll see our Lipton, but we'll also see things like Community. I'll also see things such as Snapple in their own section that brings about a different type of tea. We see all types of tea. Louisiana, because I'm in the South, and we serve lots of Louisiana teas in this house. None of the brands tend to suffer when it comes to making money. Because if they were, pretty soon we would see just one and that's it. We would see a monopoly on that thing. But there's no monopoly on it. The success is there for everyone. Given there may be varying levels of success, but all of them are successful in their own right. All of them bring a wonderfully flavored tea, every one of them. And so it is with women. We bring a wonderfully flavored life, a wonderfully flavored bag of gifts, of talents, of skills. We bring all of that to the table. Why is it that we are competing? Why is it that we are setting up roadblocks and obstacles for each other? Why is it that we are trying to knock each other down a peg or two just so that we can get a little bit higher? Why is it that we're trying to step on others as we are climbing this, whatever, this virtual ladder of success, whatever that looks like, not understanding that on our way down, we're going to have to pass some of those people that we hurt, some of those people that we set up, some of those people that we created obstacles for, stumbling blocks, some of those sisters that we dug ditches for, not knowing we'd have to pass them on our way down and that we would need them to give us a hand up. Interestingly enough, I've learned something about ladders. They can work in either direction. So be careful how we take the next step, the next rung, because we may need that thing on our way down. Be careful then how we treat a sister, how we take care of the sisterhood around us. I have an eclectic group of friends, as my friend Minister Danielle says so often, but I do, and we do. I have my COG sisters. They're just fun, they're lively, they're giving. They love God, love each other, love family, and I love them. I have my HOW sisters, as we say, been in the ministry and walked with me for a long time. My goodness, a ball of laughter. I don't care where you see them. But man, when you say it's prayer time, these sisters get in the trenches. And I mean, they call heaven down to earth. They move and shake some things. And guess what? They love. They love fiercely. They love unapologetically. And I love them. I have new sisterhood that is forming in the business world. Not everybody can be your friend in the business world. Let me go ahead and say what I need to say. I've been there a long time. Not everybody wants you to succeed. Not everybody wants you to have a seat at the table. But I have some friends who do, and they go hard. They encourage me. We call each other AP, accountability partners, and they leave a text message, they check in if they haven't heard from me in a while. I check in with them if I haven't heard from them in a while. If I don't see them at a given meeting that we should attend, I send a quick text message just checking on them. How are you doing? What do we need to do? Anything going on? Why do we do that? Because everybody has a seat at the table. There's timing on these things in many instances. It is okay to push a sister who's out in front, who's ahead of me. It's okay to do that. That doesn't diminish me in any light. What it says is that I know that if she is making a pathway in this world through so many obstacles, we just spoke of one, the equity in the pay grade between the sisters and the brothers. I know that if she's navigating that pathway well, it won't be long. If she's a trailblazer, she's going to blaze that trail for me. It's going to be a little bit easier for me as I come behind her than it was for her as she forged ahead. Maybe we ought to stop and just clap for our sisters, the sisters who have been trailblazers, the sisters who have been out front, the sisters who did it when it wasn't being done, the sisters who did it when they were sick, the sisters who did it when they were afraid, the sisters who did it when they were hurt, the sisters who did it when they were doubtful, the sisters who did it without support. But guess what? They did it anyway. And because they did it, we have an opportunity to have a seat at the table. Let's not pull them down. Let's not beat them up. Let's not betray them, their trust. A sister shares an idea with you. Don't sit there as if you are being the confidant and you are stealing every idea that she's bringing while she's sorting it out, putting it into place. She trusted you and I enough to share it. Do not steal their ideas because guess what? Now you've got to figure out the source of that idea. Now you've got to understand what the impact should be of that idea, and it's far beyond money. Was the sisterhood worth betraying just for that? No, it isn't. So competition needs to be put in its place in the sisterhood, and that is outside the door and then shut it. And put a sign on the door before you shut it that says, "You're not welcome here." Yeah, that's competition. We're thinking we're going after a goal and that there's only one, and only one of us can win it. Absolutely not. We are all winners when we start. We're all winners when we don't give up. We're all winners when we say, it's another day, and the possibilities are endless. That's what we're talking about in the sisterhood. Glad y'all are coming in and we're celebrating the women all over the world. But then we have another enemy, another enemy. Just going to share with you a little bit longer. And that one is comparison. I read a book, not the book, but I saw the videos. She had a video Bible plan out. And so I know the book is phenomenal. I would have to look at it and get going. But the book is entitled Killing Comparison by Nona Jones. Nona Jones would advocate getting that because the video summations and the video highlights with all of the devotionals behind it are that excellent. I got to know the book is as excellent or more so. But she writes from the standpoint of episodes occurring in her life and where she had to learn to kill comparison. Yeah, that's a huge one in the sisterhood. That we look at somebody and we say, oh, she's prettier than I am. I used an illustration a few days ago that woman walks in a room with a beautiful green dress on, and the sisterhood sits there and instead of complimenting how beautiful she is in this green dress, we'll wait until she greets us in love, speaks to everybody in the room, and then takes her seat, and we'll hear the sound. You know what sound is coming. If I were, one of those ladies and just say put it in the chat, you'd already put what's coming out of our mouths in just a little bit if we're in comparison. And that is, she thinks she's something. Maybe today is the day she found out that she really is something. Maybe today is that day when she really found out that she has value. Maybe today is that day when she figured out I can get in the dress because I've been working hard with this diet and exercise, and I'm finally 20 pounds lighter. I can actually wear the dress. Maybe she's never had a dress in her life, but always wanted one that was beautiful, and she's now able to afford it. Maybe it's that day. Maybe it's just a day where she wants to celebrate the essence of her femininity. but we have made it about us. We have made it about the sisterhood and the fact that we are comparing ourselves. We look at people and say, ah, they're just too skinny. Ah, she's too fat. Oh, she just eats too much. That wig could be different. Why does she have that weave on? Those braids do her no good. My braids. And then we flip it. If we happen to have the same hairdo, God forbid the same wig. Okay. Say no words. Don't judge me. But we'll say things like, mine doesn't look like that. I have that green dress, but it doesn't look quite like that on me. I have those shoes, but my foot looks too big in them. My foot looks too fat in them. Uh, Her kids are always so well behaved. I wonder what I did wrong with mine. Her husband always opens the door for her. My husband hardly notices. I fixed this for dinner last night, but oh, she sets the table so much better than I do. And her food, well, she's cooked the same thing I had, but mine didn't taste quite this good. You see the comparison? And comparison does what? It cheats others out of who we are. Yeah, because when we begin to compare and we want to be like so and so who walked in with the green dress, or like her that just tends to figure out which wig to wear on which day, or like this one that just always keeps her figure, or like this one who has the husband and the children together, although we don't know what's really going on behind closed doors. Put that one down. Or like this one that drives this car, and I'm still driving my, college hoopty. But it gets from point A to point B, which is the goal of the vehicle. We start to cheat others out of who we are. What that means is that we try to bring a comparable representative to the table that is not an authentic representation of who we are. And so everybody at the table is robbed of who we are. Everybody at the table is robbed of our intellect. Everybody at the table is robbed of our creativity. Everybody at the table is robbed of the genius of who we are. Everybody's robbed. They don't get to see the unique, individual, genuine, authentic us. Maybe you can't sing, but maybe you can dance and just shake the house down. Maybe you're the one to come in and teach us the line dances. Used to have a sweet young lady, a spiritual daughter of mine that I just love to life, even to this day. And that's Miss Nikki, although she's looking on the other side of heaven now with us. But whenever we were getting ready for an event, Nikki was the one to come in as dancer. And if you knew anything about her, just uniquely Nikki and all of that personality and pizzazz that she walked in the room with. But she would come in and teach all of us the line dances. And the funny thing about it is that she never got tired of us, some of us having two left feet. I have some sisters that no matter what you put down, they can dance. But I was one of those, I would have to stand there for a minute. And she was like, oh, come on, Doc. It's just this easy. It's this simple. And she would come over to the house and teach me the line dances. Ah, how I miss her. Because now I got to go get the videos when it's time for those events. And they don't know me. They don't slow down. I have to put them on pause and repeat a number of times. But Nikki never failed to walk in the room as her genuine, authentic, uniquely, wonderfully made self. She brought everything to the table. You could not miss Nikki. Her personality seemed to be larger than life. And so, as we are in this Women's History Month celebration, I got to celebrate my sweet baby, Nikki Cook, and her memory and her legacy that lives on within us because she taught me. I'm older, a lot older, but she taught me how to show up at the table as me with no apologies, no sign, no waivers, no disclaimers. Me. Are we showing up authentically us in those tables? No, I'm not saying, discard your manners. I'm not saying that grammar goes out the window. I'm not saying that we don't find out what the decorum or the etiquette should be depending on the event. I'm not saying any of that. But what I am saying is don't leave you at the house and send in a replica. Yeah, send in somebody who's not you. Yeah, we're not going to do that because that's comparison. So, competition is that thing where we make a contest out of everything and it destroys the sisterhood. So, we have to kick it out the door and say, you got to go. But comparison is that thing that robs the world of who we are. And if I know anything, you were sent into the world for a purpose. And that purpose blesses all who get to know you or experience you. Don't rob me of the person for which you are and you bring to the table. Don't rob me of that gift. Don't rob me of that talent. Don't rob me. Allow me to get to know you. And then I allow you to get to know me. And so if we've got to kick competition out the door, then we've got to do what Miss Nona Jones says, kill comparison. We got to kill that thing and we got to kill it at the root because it is destroying the sisterhood. Yeah, I won't go back into the roots of all of that. We did that in devotional not too long ago, a couple of days ago. You might want to go back and see that one on Touchstone Tuesday on YouTube. Yeah, but let me tell you, it still exists when we allow it to exist, when we allow it to rule, when we allow it to overshadow all the good that we bring as a sisterhood. And I'm telling you, ladies, we are a force to be reckoned with when we unify. We are a force to be reckoned with when we decide to celebrate all that we are. And if we want something changed, all you have to do is get a few women in the room with a made up mind. We will change things in a New York millisecond. We will do just what we saw some ladies doing on Wednesday, out marching to change things so that it will be more equitable across the board for all women. We saw that. We will not be denied justice. Let me tell you, we make up our minds, it's going to happen. We will turn Congress upside down. And if you come for our children, well, just let me say it this way, game over. We play no games when it comes to the future. So if all of that is true about womanhood, what could be more forceful, more amazing than a group of women in the same room, unity, united in celebrating one another and all of the talents, all of the giftings, all the skills, all of the abilities that they bring to the table? What would that look like? I got to tell you, it would look like a beautiful bouquet. And I happen to have some beautiful bouquets around me for which I am a part of, and I am so excited about that. They're my sisters, and I love them to life. Whether we are here at a party, in the same room with one another, or whether we are spread out across the nation, the globe, because we're pursuing purpose, passion, you better know I am celebrating them. I said this many years ago to a sister, and I think she hears me today, she'll remember it. I said, I would not want to be the one that would have you come back because I am being honored at a particular event and you are working passionately on a mission field. Someone else is receiving an honor or keynote speaker for a celebration on another part of the coast or another part of the world. And then we have someone else who's just receiving an award for making a difference globally. I would not want you to come back because it's me. I would want to celebrate each of my sisters and the work that they are doing for the good of this world and know that you are with me in spirit and in heart, and that you are celebrating me. I would send you that text message. I would make that call before the event and let you know how proud I am of the accomplishments that you refuse to die with. That's the sisterhood. And that's how we love. That's how we love. So I think we are just about out of time. I see my sister Dina. She's been lighting up the chat over here. I see some that were in and out, maybe on a lunch break or something, but they were in and out. But I thank all of you ladies who have joined us today. Always like to play back the replays of the chat. Yeah, celebrate. I'm celebrating you, my sister Dina. Yes, all of my HOW sisters, all of my COG sisters, I am celebrating you on today. Yes, we're celebrating the sisterhood. We got to take care of the sisterhood. Love that comment. We have to know our worth. I love that one. Definitely. No comparison, just a compliment and support. Ah, that's sweet. I like that. I like that. And then show up at the table in authenticity. Yes, show up as you. There's nobody like you. Who is like you? Nobody. So if you're absent, we miss you. Don't show up and compare. We don't get the authentic you. Love that. Love that. Thank you so much for sharing. Hit us over in the chat if you're here. See people coming in. But my goodness, celebrate a sister today. It may be your mom. It may be your daughter. It may be your big mama. It may be your auntie. We call them bays, best aunt evers. It may be a cousin, a niece, a friend, a coworker on today. It may be a mentor or a teacher that you've had. It may be your pastor, your leader, but whoever that woman is, let her know that she has made a historical deposit into the account of your greatness. Because that's what sisters do. That's what real sisters do. So, hey, you know how we do this thing? I'm so excited that you're here on today. This has been amazing to me. We celebrate each of you on today. We're so honored that you're here. I want you to continue celebrating Women's History Month all March long. Daily, stop by the mirror and daily make an account, make a deposit into someone's account of greatness. They'll remember you not only in this season, but every season of their life. So I love you guys. I'm Dr. Sheri. I am CEO of My Best Life Academy, where we offer coaching, consulting, and creating. You can always reach us at drsherryleads.com. We'll be happy to speak with you at any point, talk with you, share with you. This is exactly what we do and why we have it here. We would love to connect with you. So we're across all of the social platforms and more coming as we speak. So you can always find us. And of course, you can always reach us if you have questions at 713-487-8333. I would love to set up a discovery call with you and speak with you. Or you can just reach us at info@drsherryleads.com. We'll get back to you very quickly. So have an amazing day, ladies. Celebrate who you are. Know that we are sending you love and hugs on today from My Best Life Academy, where we believe in getting the best version of you at every facet of life. Take care. I'm Dr. Sheri. I'll see you next time.